around let's say 5 MB of data to the S3. So Nirbhay, it's very simple, right? You can migrate the data to the S3. You will upload the data to the S3, and based on your internet speed, it will be uploaded, right? And it is easy, right? But Nirbhay, if I ask you to migrate around 50 terabyte of data, where you have around 2 lakhs of images, right? So even if you start migrating and your internet speed is 50 Mbps, it will take great amount of time, right? And also,
Yes.
and if I ask you that whatever you migrated, can you validate and confirm that everything migrated properly or not? Then you will say that, Ajay, are you crazy? I need to validate around 2 lakh of images. It will take good amount of time, maybe a month also, right? So do you want me to validate all these things? But what is the guarantee that everything is migrated to the S3 without fail or without any harm, right? There is no guarantee until you validate, right? So the thing is that the data you migrate, the data you send me through internet, there are chances that it may corrupt. But the data you put into your external hard drive and give it to me, the chances of very less that it is got corrupt, right? Right, Nirbhay?
Yes.
And that's what is nothing but the snowball or snow family nowadays, right? So that talks about that you can migrate your huge amount of data. You can migrate your huge amount of data not through internet, rather through another option, and that another option is called snowball. The snowball is a physical device that you request from the AWS to give it to your data center. You connect to your data center and upload the data into that, and once the data is copied, you call AWS back and give the data that it's like a hard drive. I'll not say hard drive, it's a very big compared to the hard drive, because you once you put the data, you give it to the AWS, and AWS goes to you the data center of AWS, and there they copy the data to your defined location, right? Defined locations, and then right, and then copy the data over there, and the device that they give it to you, or they delete the data from the device. So it's nothing but like the way that you connect your external hard drive to your laptop, copy the data, put another laptop and paste the data over here. That's the same process that they follow. So Nirbhay, can you please read this? It's a lengthy one, but at least read one so that it will be understandable by all.
AWS Import Export Snowball is a physical data transport appliance that allows business to migrate a large amount of data to or from the Amazon Web Services public cloud. The AWS Import Export Snowball appliance aims to solve the challenges of long transfer times, high costs, and security vulnerabilities that are often associated with transferring large amount of data over the internet using AWS Import Export disk. As of this writing, the Snowball is available in 50 to 80 terabyte models depending on the region. The Snowball appliance is built to be tamper resistant and use a trusted platform module (TPM) with a dedicated processor to detect miscellaneous modifications. AWS inspects each appliance and the TPM to ensure the safety of each transfer. After processing a data transfer, AWS erases data from the appliance in accordance with the National Institute of Standards and Technology guidelines. After a customer has requested a Snowball and Amazon has shipped the appliance, the administrator can set a manual IP address for the device or connect it to the network through the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol (DHCP). A software client allows the administrator to select which the file directory will be transferred. The Snowball uses 256-bit encryptions, and encryption keys are managed using the AWS Key Management Service.
Clear है sir? समझ में आया? That's what I said now. You copy the data into this and paste it to the your defined S3 bucket, and from S3 bucket you can also get it in your data center. And the size of this Snowball is around 50 to 80 terabyte, maybe different on the regions, right? And it is tamper resistant and all, and they delete the data as per the National Institute of Standard and Technology guidelines. That's what I said. And you can encrypt the data, that is 256 encryption mechanism that they use, that is the industry best one, right? So continue please in the same line.
A Snowball has an electronic ink display that notifies the user when the transfer is complete. The display also acts as a shipping level. Administrator can track transfer progress in the console through text messages or through the Amazon Simple Notification service. Once the transfer is complete, a Snowball gets shipped back to AWS using UPS 2-day shipping. Expedite shipping is available for time-sensitive transfer. When AWS receives the appliance, it exports the data into whichever simple storage service bucket the administrator has selected. AWS mandates that a single data transfer project to be completed within 90 days. Should the administrator want to export the same large amount of data from AWS to some point, Amazon will ship the data back to the customer in another Snowball appliance.
So the maximum duration that it takes, that is the 90 days. It doesn't matter how big the data it is there, right? So it transfer the data and then delete the data or revert back the device to you, right, based on the requirement.
Yes.
So it looks like this. It's like you know, it looks like this. And you know what, how big it is? 21 kg size is this, you know. So it supports 50 terabyte to 80 terabyte, 10 GB network, tamper resistant, rain, dust, data can be encrypted. It's a label where it talks about that which data center it will go, about this, right? All these things you mention over here, and it can deliver to within 2 days, or if you do the expedite delivery, like you buy any other product from the Amazon or any other website, it's like that. You just order, it will deliver to you. You put the data, give it back to AWS, and they will upload the data. Okay, as in when you connect to the network, the client you need to install to your server, and using the client you can migrate the data to this device. So you can migrate the large amount of data, direct data interchange, disaster recovery, because it supports the huge data. Let's say you took this device and put the data over here, and your server got corrupted. No problem, my data is in this device, so you can use for disaster recovery. Content distribution, you are distributing your content from S3 to your data center, or data center to the S3, or offsite backup, you are taking a backup also. In detail, it is required huge data transfer can be done using that. I already explained. You can load the data through internet. If you're trying to considering the internet, then read this. If you have an internet speed of 1.544 Mbps, the 1 terabyte of data with the 80% of the network utilization will take around 82 days. 1 terabyte of data. Then you should consider this option if your data is 100 GB or more. If your internet speed is 10 Mbps, then it will take 13 days. Then you should consider, when data is 600 GB, then you should consider this import export or Snowball option. If your if your internet speed is 44 Mbps, it will take 3 days. Then you should use this for the 2 terabyte. If your internet speed is 100 Mbps, then it will upload in 1 or 2 days. Then you should consider when your data is 5 TB, or your internet speed is 1000 Mbps, then you should use when your data is 60 terabyte. Right? So it means that if you want to upload your huge amount of data, then you should consider it. You should not consider for the less amount of data. That is unnecessary. You have to pay more money, and rather more time will take. So you create a job, you pack and ship, it arrives to the data center, they transfer the data to the S3, or they get the data from S3, and they return the device to you. It's a simple process. And the detail that you put in the receipt that I have shown you in the picture, where you put which data center you should go, which S3 you should support, right, which encryption method you should use, the address of Amazon and other things, that is called manifest file. That is called manifest file, then you put it over there, right? It can be soft file also, YAML file also, or it can be this kind of file also. This is nothing but to call your signature also. So now you can read more FAQs, because in this tool there is no technical. You can order and the device will come to you. You connect to your data center, upload the data, call AWS, they will take it, go to your data center, go to the AWS data center, upload the data, or they download the data from S3 and give it to you. That is also option is there. So Nirbhay, can you read more on this, please? These are FAQs, guys.
Can I transfer using a Snowball? You can transfer virtually any amount of data with a Snowball, from a few terabytes to many petabytes. You can typically transfer multiple TB of data to each Snowball device. You can transfer large data sets by using multiple Snowballs, either in parallel or one after another. For example, you can transfer 100 TB of data using 2 Snowballs in parallel, or you can transfer the data using 2 Snowballs one after another. Now, what is a Snowball client? The Snowball client is software that you install on localhost computer and use to efficiently identify, compress, encrypt, and transfer data from the directories you specify to a Snowball. How long does it take to transfer my data?
Guys, hold on, Nirbhay. Maybe someone has question. I have not checked the chat window. Yeah, can you please repeat what exactly it is? I am not getting. Kiran, I am not understanding what you are trying to say here. You are not getting means what? It is a kind of external disk that you get it from the AWS, where the huge amount of data can be stored, and you can migrate your huge amount of data to your data center to the AWS S3, or from S3 you can download the data to this device and get it into your data center. Right, Kiran? Now you understood? If it is any confusion, I can unmute you and you can explain. Do you want that? Kiran? Okay.
Yeah. How long does it take to transfer my data? The Snowball client will copy the data to a Snowball as fast as conditions allow. As little as a day to copy 48 TB of data, depending on your local environment. End-to-end time to transfer the data into AWS service is approximately a week, including the usual shipping and handling time in AWS service data transfer center. You can copy twice that much data in the same amount of time by using 2 Snowball in parallel, or you could copy 70 TB of data in 2.5 days on a single 80 TB Snowball, which would increase your end-to-end time to about a week and a half.
Any question on this? So how long is to transfer the data? It depends on your whenever you start copying the data, boss, आपका जो कंपनी का नेटवर्क है वो भी तो फास्ट होना चाहिए ना इसमें डेटा डालने के लिए, right? So it depends on your network also. Once the data is copied, right, it goes to the AWS data center and they connect to their network and upload into the S3 or download your data from the S3 to this device. So right, that will be very faster. But your network, whenever you copy the data, your network should also be faster, right? So times is basically on that, depends on that. So as I said that this device details, this is called device detail. So how much power consumption it does? 200 watt. What is the size of this? Weight is 21 GB, height is 50 centimeter, width is 32, length is 54, decibel output, yeah, Snowball 68 decibel output. Basically, you know, typical thinner than vacuum cleaner. This is just an example. Thermal requirement, guys, you do not need to worry about all this, right? What all the cables and all, you are worried about this. It can support 82 terabyte of storage. Terabyte, guys, not MB GB, right? It's a terabyte, 80 terabyte. But in this 80 terabyte, around 8 terabyte you cannot use. You can use only 72 terabyte because it allows you the data not to corrupt, right? If you try to compress the data, quite possible the data can corrupt. That's the reason 8 TB it reserves, right? And that is the reason with the 80 terabyte of Snowball you can only store around 72 terabyte. Does Snowball encryption? Yes, it support the encryption, that is 250 gig of bit of encryption. How do I transfer my data to the Snowball device? When you connect the Snowball device to your network, it sets an IP address and install the client that I already said. From the client you can copy the data to the Snowball device, and you create a manifest, means the information where you upload or download the data about your S3 data centers and everything. And that manifest file, that manifest file you can attach it, or you can put it as a YAML file also in a device, where all the Snowball device IP address, other more details that we have seen in the previous slide, that will be there, and using that they will transfer the data. That is all. So if it is secure, yeah, it is secure, Kiran, right? Because you are encrypting the data inside the device. It means AWS cannot decrypt it, right? And they can not use it. So Akshay is saying, when this device comes to our data center, it is connected to our network instead of any storage connection option like SATA cables or to transfer the data. Yes. So let's understand this way. So let's say you want to migrate the huge amount of data. So this is your data center. Sorry. So this is your data center, and this is AWS. You want to migrate the huge amount of data. Let's say you want to migrate around 50 terabyte of data. So if you try to upload through internet, it will take days, and on top of that, let's say मैंने upload कर भी दिया, there is a guarantee, there is a possibility that your data some of the data may corrupt, right? Some of data may corrupt. To avoid this, you definitely try to figure out the option of Snowball. This Snowball, and from your data center you want to migrate to the AWS S3, or your data is already in S3, you want to bring your data back to your data center. Let's say कल को AWS से तुम्हारा engagement टूट गया, कहते हो कि मुझे नहीं यूज़ करनी AWS की सर्विसेज, तो अपना डेटा you need it back, right, in your data center. Or you are one of the client has banking and they say that I have a huge amount of data, right, I want to upload it to the S3, right? Then what will you do? You will put into the disk that is called Snowball, right? And you will order the Snowball from the AWS. They will give it the Snowball to you in your data center. There is a right wire will come, and the wire you connect to your network, whichever the server you want to connect, like normal wire that it comes, you connect it there. So in that server you need to install the client of Snowball. So Snowball device and Snowball client, this client you need to install in this server, and then when you install, it will give you the option to copy your data. So from here it will upload data or connect data or copy data option will come. Whatever you do it here, ultimately storing in this, and you upload the data. Once it is uploaded, you put the details in which S3 bucket you want to do, which nearest AWS center and other things, encryption, you do the encryption enable and everything, and that guy, this AWS guy comes, pick this device, goes to the AWS, upload the data into the S3 or get the data from S3. So the charges are fixed, and it is depends on, yeah, charges are fixed, right, but the network transaction cost that they charge more, right, because data network से upload होगा और download होगा, right, तो उसका पैसा भी तो लगेगा ना. Data का device is not very costly, okay, but the data download और upload का cost लगता है ना ज़्यादा. So if I go here, Snowball family, order a Snowball family device. So you want to import the data from S3 or export the data from S3, or you want to keep it local, it is up to you. So कुछ नहीं guys, इसमें जैसे ऑर्डर करते हो ना आप, वैसे बिल्कुल ऑर्डर करना है. 1 day shipping, 2 day shipping, nothing else, right? तो कुछ टेक्निकल है ही नहीं इसके अंदर. So I am not doing any practical over here because very simple, right? So it is just a device that you want to take. So here you can see that Snowcase, Snowball, Snowmobile. So let me zoom it. ये zoom हो रहा है या zoom कम हो रहा है? हाँ, zoom हो गया. Okay. So snow cone, right? This is the device, right? It comes, it is there, and then when you open and put the data, that is called snow device. And snow mobile means a cab that comes and put your device, carry your device, or give the device to, from your data center. So AWS Snow family helps customer that needs to run operation in the Australia non-data center environment and in locations where there is a lack of consistent network. अगर आपका नेटवर्क ठीक नहीं है या फास्ट नहीं है या आपको लगता है कि डेटा करप्ट हो सकता है, the show family comprised of AWS Snow Cane, Snowball and the Snowmobile offer a number of physical devices and capacity point with built-in computing capability. मतलब इसके अंदर ऑलरेडी सब कुछ है, बस आपको डेटा डालना है, और आप जितना डेटा डालते जाओगे ना, इसका लाइट इंडिकेटर करता जाएगा कि इतना स्पेस बचा है, इतना स्पेस बचा है, इतना स्पेस बचा है. तो फीचर क्या है? ये सिक्योर है, जो अभी आपने पूछा अक्षय. यू कैन ट्रांसफर योर डेटा, पोर्टेबल है, processed and analyze data locally, right? And this is the Snowball. Let me open this video, actually it will help.
Many organizations have a
Guys, you can hear the audio of this one, right? आपको सुनाई दे रहा है, right? I need a confirmation, right? So that I can play. Okay, great. Okay, so listen this video, okay?
whole new set of applications that are driving requirements for increased capabilities and performance at the edge of the cloud, or even beyond the edge of the network. For many customers, this means bringing AWS cloud computing capabilities to the edge. Running applications in disconnected environments and connected edge locations can be challenging because these locations often lack the space, power, and cooling needed for data center IT equipment. The AWS Snow family of devices are used to help customers that need to run operations in austere, non-data center environments and in locations where there's a lack of consistent network connectivity. AWS Snow Cone is the smallest member of the AWS Snow family of edge computing and data transfer devices, weighing in under 5 pounds with 8 terabytes of usable storage, 2 CPU, and 4 gigabytes of memory. The Snow Cone is small, approximately 9 inches long by 6 inches wide by 3 inches tall, and supports operation via battery for mobility. The Snow Cone is portable, ruggedized, secure, and purpose-built for use outside of a traditional data center. Its small form factor and lightweight design makes it a perfect fit for tight spaces or where mobility is a necessity, allowing Snow Cone to deploy virtually wherever you need it. Snow Cone devices use tamper-evident and tamper-resistant enclosures with 2 layers of encryption in transit and at rest. Snow Cone is designed to meet stringent standards for ruggedization, including free-fall shock, operational vibration, and more. When sealed, the device is both dust-tight and water-resistant. The device also has a wide operating temperature range from freezing to desert-like conditions. Customers use Snow Cone in backpacks on first responders, for content distribution, in tactical edge computing use cases, in healthcare and industrial IoT scenarios, for transportation, logistics, autonomous vehicles, and even in drone use cases. Like other members of the AWS Snow family, customers can use Snow Cone to collect, process, and move data to AWS and run edge computing workloads that use AWS IoT Greengrass or Amazon EC2 instances. To set up and manage Snow Cone, you can use AWS Opto, a graphical user interface application for Snow family devices, including Snow Cone, enabling you to rapidly deploy edge computing workloads and simplify data migration to the cloud. With Snow Cone, you have options to best fit your data movement needs. Utilizing the innovative e-ink shipping display, which acts as a touchscreen during operation, you can ship the device with data to AWS for offline data transfer or transfer data online with AWS Data Sync. At the edge, you can connect to the device over Ethernet or Wi-Fi and access its storage using NFS. Once the data transfer job has been processed and verified, AWS performs an erasure of the device that follows the National Institute of Standards and Technology guidelines for media sanitization. You can order Snow Cone with just a few clicks in the AWS console. Get started with AWS Snow Cone today for your computing and data transfer workflows at the edge.
So guys, you understood that the same thing that we have learned, that in the video that it is shown, that that tells you that it is really helping you to upload the data. in a faster, secure and easy way that you can upload through comparatively internet. Now it is disabled, so I can delete. Moving on. So this is the